on, motherfuckers, come on. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Yeah. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Come on, motherfuckers, come on.
Catching this pussy gives you everlasting victory. And anything that you can be victorious in. Snooty snake. Even snootier snake. I am not a snake. I am a serpent. You guys ever have tonkatsu? It's basically katsu, but pork. This bacon fights back. Like, seriously, why was there, like, a firefighting kick for the starters? You could have given them any other types, but you had to do firefighting thrice in a row. Probably the silver medalist for the Unova starters. Although Ash is Oshawott from the anime, I do love that little guy. I don't know why, I always thought Duat's name sounded like you're asking an English person to do something and they say, "Do what, mate?" This is so dope. Too bad Shellblade isn't its signature and unique attack. Oh, you're the standard HM slave. At least your move pool is a lot better. You're a lesser Raticate, but you can do more than just be an HM slave. That gives you a pass. Puppo. Doggo. You're in trouble, fucko. The literal embodiment of all cats worldwide. Sneaky and steals shit from you. I would know. I have 2 of them. One word. Yiffbait. I know people don't really like the elemental monkeys, but I think they're okay. Standard starter types, and they have a pretty good move pool, all things considered. I wonder, in terms of lore, do Grookey and Pansage ever correlate with each other? Do they have anything to do with each other, being grass monkeys? But I mean, they're not the worst thing. They're certainly worser options for beginning level Pokemon. I really don't get how people just hate on Simisear. It's just as good as the others, and there's no, like, specific stat difference that makes it weaker or more crappy. But you know what I think the thing that drew them to me the most is? Because I watched Kids Next Door and Rainbow Monkeys and all that. Which actually would have been a neat concept. Just a rainbow of monkeys based on the types that evolved through a stone evolution or some other convoluted way. Oh yeah, Simipour. I had one and had it all the way to the end of Pokemon White. Although, I don't like the fact it has that distinct stigma of the girl in the trio, because we all know what the internet does with girls in Pokemon. Though that Simipour fan character combination of her and Monkey Pink from Ape Escape was pretty cute. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in Pokemon Black and White, they were trying to use a Munna and Musharna to bring dreams to life, sort of a infinite resource generator. Which would probably lead to Freddy Krueger's just pouring out of the dream world. Other than that, it's alright. I mean, she was a dick in that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, but I think she was controlled by Kyurem at the time. Amazing. A tapier Pokemon with an insane health pool and doesn't spend its time diddling random people and kids in a forest. Generic Burb. Even more generic Burb. The fact Pokemon made basically Falco Lombardi aside, I gotta admit, I have a soft spot for Unpheasant. I had one on my team. Guess we have Zebra to check off that bingo list. If it wasn't just Rapidash in a different type. It took 5 generations, but Ash Ketchum finally caught a rock type. A tripod made of rocks that can learn Flash Cannon. Enough said. The one trait evolution where trading it back and forth to evolve it is so worth it. Woo! We get a much better bat Pokemon next generation that does not completely suck ass. Hey, it's that one character from episode 3 of One Punch Man season 1. What was his name? Ground Dragon? If Gurren Lagann, not the mecha, the anime, was a Pokemon. Their bodies in a trail piled up miles behind you, 5 feet tall at the least. Why all this carnage? Because you need to level up for the next gym. It's going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move. Okay, wait a minute. Where did you get that I-beam? Did your wooden beam transmute into that, or did you just randomly steal that? And what happened to your I-beam? How did it become 2 stone pillars? No, don't tell me you wrecked some bridge to just get those for aesthetics. Better Poliwag. Better Poliwhirl. Better Poliwrath.
Here it is, Bert. I found the note. Would you believe that? Here.
Finally.
Here, I'll let you read it.
This better be important.
Oh, it is, Bert. It's very important.
Okay, it says,
What's it say?
Dear Bert, it's your turn to clean up the apartment. Love, Ernie.
The best thing about Gen 5? It put bug types. Bug types! The previously start of the game fodder on the A-list of Pokemon. Though they still have a sort of meh middle evolution stage. She's adorable. She has impressive stats in attack and speed. She can sew. What more needs to be said? Holy shit, what is that? I need it! What do you mean it's poisonous? Okay, how or why did you evolve into a tire? The best bugaboo in Gen 5, in my humble opinion. It's so cute. It's so gracious. I had one all the way through White, and I do not regret it. Alright, how many of you forgot this Pokemon existed? Raise your hand. And you have a stone-based evolution, too. What, are you trying to be forgotten? Hard to believe that these things existed in Sinnoh's past. Remember how I was glad that Smolive's line avoided being the flower waifu like Roserade? Yeah, not so lucky here. And it has a past Hisuian form, too. People just like dumping horny water onto their flowers to make them grow into waifus. They did it with Plants vs. Zombies with Solar Flare and Green Shadow. They're gonna do it here. Oh, come off it. No one gives a damn about Red Stripe or Blue Stripe Basculin. They care about White Stripe Basculin because that's the one that can evolve into Basculegion. Who would have thought that sand and Crocs had anything to do with each other? Wait. Somehow this is the second Pokemon Ash has caught with an affinity for sunglasses. Big, beefy bruiser Yakuza Crocodile now has competition with Skeledirge. And ew, that shiny, ew. I don't give a shit how hot shit its hot shit is. That's fucking disgusting. Would you believe that this overly pissed off looking orangutan was secretly Zen?
Drink cactus juice. It'll quench you. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest.
Gotta admit, interesting take on the hermit crab. And I'm not sure how, but I ended up with one at the end of my playthrough of White way back when it evolved. And it's probably because it's another good bug type. Pokemon took what was essentially a side effect of hip-hop and rap and made it into a Pokemon. And frankly, it's not that bad. Dark types were also boosted to the A-list in this generation. I'm sure most people can agree this is an overlooked Pokemon. It's not bad, it's just kind of just there. It does have a pretty shiny, though. It was nice seeing James get a ghost type for the first time. Although Galarian Yamask, ugh. That's a thing for another video on the Galarian dex. So, wait, is the Pokemon the thing in the casket? Or is the casket in its entirety? Or is this like a Mimikyu situation where if you look inside it shows universal truth or the greatest pair of titties you ever seen and then you die from the aftermath? You know, I guess, yes, it's the first natural bird Pokemon, but considering Mew has every genetic code for every future, past, and present Pokemon, wouldn't that make Mew technically the first anything Pokemon? Okay, Regigigas I get. It's a legendary, and it has absurd level physical stats, but why would you put something like that on a normal Pokemon? Why would you need it so you would need a Galarian Wheezing or whatever move to make it even remotely usable? Trash. That's endearing. It must come from 4chan. Okay, in terms of pollution Pokemon, Muck and Wheezing are objectively worse. If you had Poison Ground, then you'd probably be a lot better. You'd be immune to ground or neutrally resisted at the least. Sneaky little fucks. Snuck into your house. Sat all over your couch. Ate your pasta. And stole your life. Furry bait, that's an actual trap. And not a trap in the traditional sense. A trap as in, you don't know whether it's real or not. Another one off the checklist, Chinchilla, that can tease you by being shiny in the tutorial with Professor Juniper. Remind me why you have a stone evolution, and what exactly the stone does to change you in any way, aside from you getting all long, luscious locks. Smoochum going through a goth phase. Curlia going through a goth phase. Fucking Gardevoir going through a goth phase. And it's not like a hot goth phase like Danny Phantom or that one girl from Death Note. I think we've all been here at some point, in a weird sort of way. So, wait, does this thing grow by itself into a bigger evolution, or does it, like, merge with others of its kind to become a bigger evolution? Kind of like Magneton, but, you know, it's not just 3 stuck together, they all merged. Fuck you, Ducklet! Go straight to hell and never talk to me again! I'm sorry for yelling. This fucking duck pisses me off to no end, and it all has to do with the anime. In Ducklet's debut, there were 3. What did they do? Steal random shit from random people for no discernible reason other than to amuse themselves. Ducklet A knew Skull. Ducklet B knew Water Gun. Ducklet C knew Ice Beam. They were infuriating to the point where I straight up hate Ducklet. If I see one, it's turning into a duck comfy. I don't care what your opinion is on Ducklet. I fucking hate it! I would rather catch a Swanna than to catch a Ducklet. The only reason you'd ever see me catch a Ducklet is to tape it to a log and then take a big old shit on it. Sometimes on your Pokemon journey you notice that certain Pokemon near a gym just so happen to be strong against the Pokemon type in that gym. For example, in Kalos, there's Emolga in the grass outside the town where the fighting girl is. And near Roxanne's gym in Hoenn, you can find, you know, grass types, like Shroomish. The reason I bring this up is because Vanillite, an ice type, lives outside Clay's gym, and it sucks. And the reason it's so bad? It's slower than the ground types in Clay's gym, and has probably the worst stats of any ice type. You'd be better off just going in with a Snom or a Snorunt. And as much as I hate to admit it, I can understand where some people are coming from saying Gen 5 is just, oh, this is uninspired, there's so many living object Pokemon. Even though they've existed since Gen 1, so get off your fucking high horse. But this one, Vanillite's final evolution, it's pretty lazy. It's like Magneton that got bored and stopped halfway through and still sucks. You know, for being a baby deer, I bet its mother was shot. There has to be a Bambi in the Pokemon world. I'll admit, I like the gimmick of its horns changing depending on the seasons. But considering what normal deer do in our world, I imagine most of them end up being either roadkill or on someone's mantle. Well, at least you're being creative with species for the Pikachu clones. So you rip off the clothes of a Shelmet to evolve yourself. You know what we call that? Sexual harassment. Somehow, after stripping a little Shelmet of its shell, essentially making it naked, you somehow think you're a chivalrous knight. Hope you enjoy that sight of the naked Shelmet while I fire blast your ass into next gen. Quite a majestic jellyfish, considering it stings you and probably drowns you to death. I'm an investigative reporter, Wilford Warfstache. How the hell are you not related to Love Disc in any way? Why aren't you its evolution? So, a little tick feeds off the electrical impulses in your nervous system to feed itself. Pretty cool. Big ass spider! And it's electrified! I mean, yep, that is indeed a Pokemon. The greatest nut you can't bust. Iron Nut. Okay then, you're Gen 5 Magnemite. I get it. We need our quota filled. Why does only one of the Clinks evolve into a Clang and not both of them? Okay, what happened here? Clang evolved into Kling Clang, but now there's all this random shit that doesn't even connect to its gears. Oh, it's pretty cute. For a Lamprey Pokemon. You know, in hindsight, I don't know why you need a Thunderstone to evolve again. The electric type that ushers in ultimate devastation. And it is immune to ground attacks. Because apparently, this electric lamprey, which feeds off the synaptic energy of your brain, which basically means it can shut down your entire body while you're swimming in the ocean, it's immune because it floats. Makes perfect sense.
I have been chosen. Farewell, my friend. I go on to a better place.
Is it weird that an extraterrestrial Pokemon has a sizable population on Earth? Anybody find that weird? It's a cute little fire ghost type, but then you get to its evolution, which basically floats around local towns going to hospitals and old folks' homes, waiting for you to die. Why do so many of you just have random needs to have stones be a part of your evolution? And are you sad? Or are you just feeding on the souls of anyone you can get your grubby little mitts on? Wow, a dragon type that doesn't evolve into the pseudo-legendary of the generation. And there's more than one dragon type? Wow! You know this Pokemon be special because they deliberately gave it a black shiny. Come on, baby bear, how hard is it to blow your goddamn nose? So, in the anime, there were this group of people called Dragon Busters. Take a guess why they're called that? Why would anyone hate a dragon type? What's wrong with dragon types? I don't know, but for all those who agree with them, you can all form a line behind me and kiss my big scaly ass! Again, it's not like sentient objects are a new thing in Pokemon. They've been here since Gen 1. Don't know why Reggie has such a particular fondness for you in the Crown Tundra, though. I can't imagine the life of a Shelmet feels good knowing any waking moment a Carablast is gonna come along and strip you of all your belongings and leave you naked. But on the plus side, you're one of the most fastest motherfuckers of the entire game. No one's gonna catch you after that. Yet another fish that for some reason is an electric type. And why didn't Larry have this? It'd be better than him just being, saltine cracker loaf of bread man. And nothing else. I'm not gonna lie, I almost forgot this line existed if it weren't for its evolution's one quirk. Being Kung Fu furry bait. Somehow. Oh, it's that other Unovan dragon that no one gives a single toss about. So, somewhere down the line, humanity made golems out of clay. Meanwhile, Regigigas managed to make Reggies out of super dense stone, vibranium I'm presuming, blue ice, electric energy, and quote-unquote draconic energy. So a pawn, and then a bishop, and then a king. And kind of a knight and a rook, even though they don't have any relationship to each other, I assume. I'm just gonna presume they live with each other to protect each other from Tinkaton.
Circus, Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro polka dot, Afro.
It's a baby burb that stuck a feather in its cap and called it macaroni. And I just made you feel really old by saying that, didn't I? America! Fuck yeah! Oh, it's a baby vulture in an egg diaper. Like Pebbles. Flintstones, meet the... Wait, what was your original name? Volgina? What the hell? So wait, Durant evolved the steel typing to protect themselves from you, when all it really did is make them 4 times as vulnerable. Of all the Pokemon that need an evolution, that deserve it, why not Durant? Why not make it a female-only evolution? You know, like actual Queen Ants. Give it Levitate, for crying out loud. Make it like Vespiquen and Salazzle. And maybe make it so the Queen is actually stronger than Heatmore. Like it has a large move pool that damages fire. Like rock, ground, or hell, even water. Why not? I love this little cutie pie. But I wish its shiny wasn't basically Dark Kermit the Frog. You might think evolving it from Dino into Zvitus to level 54 is a big hassle, and getting it to level 64 is an even bigger hassle. But look at this boy! Look at Hydreigon! Look at that special attack and move pool! It can decimate everything without leaving the comfort of the couch. It's not like other pseudo-legendaries where it's just boring old bland attack, punch it until it dies. You can shoot first and never ever have to get away from your soaps. It's strange how you can get a Larvesta egg from one guy near your hometown in Unova, and then you can get a Volcarona just randomly in some ruins. Also, something my commenters pointed out to me, yeah, Greedent, the champion of Paldea, her whole team is Volcarona food. You bring one of these things, she's not gonna stand a single chance. And what's more, it has a past version, which is extremely big, fluffy, and huggable, and a future version, which I am assuming is a bug Dyson sphere. The power of a sun in a little iron bugaboo. Oh, I know your gimmick right off the bat. You're not special. Disney did it first. Big, bulky, powerful beast with a good, big heart. Where have I seen that before? Verizon. Can you hear me now? A genie Pokemon that turns into a bird when it's shown in a mirror. Another genie Pokemon who turns into a dragon when it's revealed in a mirror. I am truth in all fluffiness, and everyone thinks I'm a girl for some reason. I am ideals, I'm masculine, I'm strong, and I got a turbine for a butt. Yet another genie Pokemon that when revealed in a mirror is a cat. And yes, I am aware of the 4 cardinal guardians. The turtle, the dragon, the bird, and the tiger. I've seen Digimon Adventure Road 2. I know about the Digimon Sovereigns. You done bullying a bunch of horses and My Little Pony MCs? You gonna give us Pokemon Legends Kyurem sometime this century? This is literally Vic Mignogna's My Little Pony OC. Huh. Who knew that there was a Pokemon based on J-pop? As cool as Genesect is in its concept, it has one of the most worst Pokemon movies attached to it. Thanks for that.